to Asia.
My name is Mayan and I will be presenting Japan.
I am Christian Robert and I will be presenting the South Korea.
My name is Roblan Suslay and I will be representing Mongolia.
My name is Nicalat Aklay and I will present Singapore.
My name is Samantha Galban and I will present Vietnam.
I am Sofia Daluking and I am going to present Cambodia.
I am Princess Java Torres and I'm going to present UAE.
I'm Arjuna Begdad and I'm gonna present Saudi Arabia.
I am Michael Gerard Reyes and I will be presenting Maldives. Come and discover Asia.
So good afternoon again everyone. Just a short overview of Asia. Asia is the largest and most diverse continent, covering about 1/3 of Earth's land. And home to over 4.6 billion people, it also features the highest and lowest point on Earth and the longest coastline with wide climate variations, making it a land of contrast and extraordinary beauty.
Moving on to the most spoken language.
Asia is the most linguistic diverse continent on Earth. Home to estimate 2,000 languages, these languages reflect the rich cultures, histories, and ethnic groups spread across the continent.
Moving forward to the most visited countries. So the top one or the most visited country in Asia is China with over 65.7 million tourists that is being accounted in 2019. Moving forward to Thailand with over 39.1 million tourists and Japan with 32.2 million tourists. Moving forward to Malaysia with over 28.1 million tourists and Hong Kong with over 23.9 million tourists that have been accounted for. Moving forward to the next slide. These are the list of countries that are part of Asia. It has a total of 49 countries. And these are the flags that represent them. Next slide.
So we're moving forward to the important landmarks of Asia. So Asia is home to a lot of landmarks in the world, and considering that it is the largest continent here in the world, it is home to both natural and man-made attractions. So some of these are the Great Wall of China, of course from China, Angkor Wat in Cambodia, Mount Fuji in Japan, the Taj Mahal in India, and the Gardens by the Bay in Singapore, and the Grand Palace in Beijing.
And now let's move on to the first country, which is Japan. Konnichiwa minasan. My name is Mayan, and I will be presenting Japan. Did you know that Japan, an archipelago of over 6,800 islands and a population of 125 million and a GDP of $4.9 trillion. Japan's rich culture, stunning landscapes, and welcoming hospitality makes Japan a global tourist destination. Japan is a global leader in industries such as automotive, manufacturing, robotics, anime, and gaming industries. And for the Japanese cuisine, Japan showcases ramen and sushi. And for their street food, they have takoyaki to yakitori. And for the regions of Japan, they also have a specialties. Like for example, for Hokkaido, they have famous for seafood. And for Osaka, they are famous for okonomiyaki. And Japan also have their tourist attractions like Tokyo, which is famous for Shibuya Crossing, Mount Fuji. They also have they are also famous for iconic UNESCO World Heritage sites like Himeji Castle and Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. Japan is considered the safest country globally, and visitors are eased for their security and peace of mind. Japan also has from their traditional ryokan inns to robot staffed hotels. Visitors can create a unique and memorable experience. Sarada des, arigato gozaimasu.
안녕하세요. Christian Robert Ramos. I will be now presenting the South Korea. South Korea is a popular travel destination known for mixing old tradition and modern technologies. Visitors can explore historical sites like Gyeongbokgung Palace from Seoul.
In traditional areas like Bukchon, Hanok Village, at the same time, modern places like Gangnam show that country's fast growth. Tourism is very important to the South Korea's economy, helping local businesses, helping the jobs while attracting millions of visitors each year. Some of the top attractions include Seoul's blend of old and new Busan's beautiful beaches and colorful neighborhoods, and Jeju Island's natural beauty with volcanoes and hiking spots. Moving on to the South Korea's traditional foods. First, we have kimchi, bulgogi, samgyeopsal, tteokbokki, and bibimbap. What makes South Korea stands out a travel destination is its excellent transportation and strong cultural influence. The country has fast trains, modern airports, and digital tools that makes it easy for tourists to explore. The global popularity of K-pop and Korean dramas has also brought in many fans from around the world. With its friendly atmosphere, safety, and clean environment, South Korea is a top destination for travelers everywhere.
Orklahan Kanti. My name is Roland Puslay and I will be discussing about Mongolia. First things first, Mongolia is one of the largest land in Asia, second to China. Now, first things first, let us discuss the famous tourist destination of Mongolia. First, we have the Gobi Desert, known for their flaming cliffs, also their singing sand dunes. And second is the Gorky Terelj National Park, and you can find here the vast meadow, and of course their monastery, which is the Abrisal. And third is the Kubsgul Lake, one of the clearest and deepest lake in the world. Next is the Orkhon Valley. Orkhon Valley is recognized by UNESCO as a heritage site for its astonishing landscape, and of course it's a vast land. Next is the Ulaanbaatar. Ulaanbaatar is one of their major city. It is also their capital city. You can find here their National Museum and the Subkhatar Square. Lastly is we have the Altai Tajan Bukt National Park. Here you can find the astonishing landscapes, the glacier, and of course the eagle hunters. Next would be their food and beverage. We have here the booze, also known as their steamed dumpling. We have the bunch. It is meat pastries. Next is the kusur, which is also for a smaller dumpling, but more occasionally used for their soup. Now, next is their beverage. We have the airag. Uh, Airag is the fermented maris milk, which is also a alcoholic drink. Next is the sutay chai. Sutay chai is their milk tea with salt and butter. Arki is their version of vodka, which is also an alcoholic drink. Next will be their strategies in attracting tourists. First, we have their ecotourism. Ecotourism because Mongolia is known for its nature, vast environment, and the likes. Now we have their cultural festival. One of their cultural festivals is the Namad Festival, which is the biggest and major festival of Mongolia. And the adventure tourism, which of course attracts the adventurous types of tourists and the likes. Lastly is the heritage and nomadic experience, which of course we all know that Mongolia are full of Mongols and nomads. Thank you.
And now I will present the Singapore. Singapore is a city-based and it is located in the top of Malay Peninsula. It has a diverse culture of Chinese, Malay, and Indian and other ethnics. That's why I'm wearing this kind of attire. Next is the attraction. One of the attraction of Singapore is the Sentosa Island, in which it is a beach in the Sentosa Island where you can find a breathtaking view and sightseeing sunsets. Other than that, I will discuss to you the attractions here in Sentosa Island. It includes the Universal Studios, in which it is a adult and child friendly, where you can find or meet and greet with the characters, and it has a thrilling rides and other theme zones. And next is the Siloso Beach. It is the beach of Sentosa Island, and here in Siloso Beach you can do diving and sunbathing, and by that we have here the cable car. Cable car is used from city for you to go to Sentosa Island since it is an island. And the last is the Sea Aquarium. In Sea Aquarium, you can interact with many species of fish and you can also feed them. Next is the Jewel Changi Airport. As it is the fun fact that Jewel Changi Airport is the most busiest and most awarded world airport in globally, since we have this flora and fauna. So for the flora and fauna of Singapore is that the flora and fauna we have here Singapore has 1,000 orchids and 1,000 butterflies. That makes them environmental friendly. Next is the swimming pool and jacuzzi of the airport, which can be found in the top of the airport for the travelers and tourists to have a rest before and after their flight. Next is the shop and resto. Here we can find 400 retail shops and 140 dining options for the tourists. Last is the Rain Vortex. Rain Vortex is very famous in Changi Airport since it is the main attraction in the airport. It has a 40-meter tall of rainfall, and it has a spectacular light show in the evening. Next is the Little India, where we can find the Shri Veeramakaliamman Temple and Indian Heritage Center. They also celebrate Deep Valley and Navaratri Festival. And fun fact, here in Little India, we can find delicious Indian variety of foods. And their streets are also colorful and vibrant, which make the tourists attracted to these streets. And next is the Mustafa Center. As you can see, Singapore has a 24/7 mall in the Singapore, in which tourists can buy 24/7 And this Mustafa Center offers a affordable dining options, shoppings, electronic device, cosmetics, and other souvenirs. Next is the Marina Bay Sands. This is very famous since this is located in the middle of East Singapore. And we have here the Merlion. Merlion symbolizes the Singapore. Gardens by the Bay. Gardens by the Bay is the one that you see here above. It is the Super Tree Grove, in which it has a height of 164 feet. And at the night, they also present a spectacular light show. And for the Sky Park, here is where they can, you can, or tourists can, find a place for them to dine while sightseeing the beautiful panoramic view of Singapore. And last is the Art Museum. For art enthusiasts, people might or can go here in the Art Science Museum. Next is the Chinatown. We can find here the Buddha, Tooth Relic Temple, Chinatown Street Mart, and Chinatown Heritage Center. As you can see, I discussed Little India and Chinatown since it has the multicultural diverse of people here. And for the Chinatown and Heritage Center, we can see that there is a history of Chinese that has been gone here before. For the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, it is a structure that is architecturally designed by Chinese people. And last is the Chinatown Street Marts, where you can find Chinese delicacies. And last is the Hawker Center. For the Hawker Center, we can find the famous coffee, the black tea, which is tea tarik, the yakin kaya toast, their famous Singaporean toast, and the wonton mee noodles. Actually, the Singapore do offers many types of noodles since it is one of their delicacies or main delicacies. Hainanese chicken is their national food, and as well as the chili crab. And addition to that, the Hawker Center and along the street, we can find the Bugis Street, in which tourists can buy or bargain souvenirs and other things that they want to buy. And for the conclusion, this is Singapore, and it is an independent country. And traveling here will give you the best experience since you can experience the Indian vibes and Chinese vibes. So let's go, hop in.
So good afternoon, everyone. Today, I'm taking you on a journey to a country which have stunning landscapes, rich history, and incredible food. Vietnam. So first, let me guys ask you a question. Who here loves food? Who here likes to travel? So if that sounds amazing, I'm sure you're gonna love Vietnam. So here's what Vietnam has to offer. So for the facts, so Vietnam is located in Southeast Asia, bordered by China, Laos, and Cambodia. It has diverse landscapes ranging to mountains and rivers to 3,000 kilometers of coastline. So the currency they use is Vietnamese dong. Their population is 99 million people, and they are the 15th most populous country in the world. For their geography, the country is like an S shape, and their usual transportation is motorbikes. So if you notice, they use motorbikes that don't have side mirrors because magkakadikit talaga yung mga motor nila sa Vietnam. So for the tourist attraction, first is Hanoi. The capital offers a mix of history and culture with the Old Quarter, Hoa Kim Lake, and Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. Next is Halong Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its limestone islands and crystal clear waters. Next is Hue. Hue is a home to the Imperial City, a glimpse into Vietnam's royal past. Next is Hoi An. It is a beautifully preserved ancient town with lantern-lit streets. Next is Ho Chi Minh City. This is the modern fast-paced side of Vietnam, full of energy and history. So for the Vietnam cuisine, for the first one is pho. This is the famous noodle soup and it is surely a must try. Second is banh mi. This is a crispy baguette sandwich, combines French and Vietnamese flavors. Next is fresh spring rolls. These are light and refreshing. Next is Vietnamese egg coffee. This is a unique treat blending strong coffee with a creamy sweet topping. So why is Vietnam a top travel destination? Firstly, Vietnam has strong tourism investment. Second, Vietnam has rich cultural experience. Third, Vietnam has affordable travel. And fourth, Vietnam has unique festival and food tours. So that is all for my presentation.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I will be presenting Cambodia, which is the Kingdom of Wonders. So in the next few minutes, I will be going to discuss a brief history of Cambodia, its facts, its tourist attractions, food, beverage, and what sets it apart from other competitors. So first off is the capital of Phnom Penh. So the capital city of Cambodia is Phnom Penh. So this city is also known as the Pearl City of Asia. So you might be wondering as to why it is called as Pearl City of Asia. So Phnom Penh is actually the location of history that circulates around Cambodia because just like our country, Cambodia has kind of similarities with our country since Cambodia is also colonized by three countries, namely Vietnam, Thailand, and France. So in those events during the past is that the colonization of Cambodia occurred in Phnom Penh. So we also have here some facts, which is the head of the state is President Norodom Sihanouk. The main airport, which is also located in the capital city, which is Phnom Penh International Airport. The currency is rial, and as the location is in Southeast Asia. And the religion is Theravada Buddhist, but also some people are in the religion of Muslim and Christianity. So first off, we are going to move now to the tourist attractions. So first is the Angkor Wat, the Bayon Temple, and the Ta Prohm Temple. So these three temples are actually just in one location, which is in Angkor Archaeological Park. And this place is actually the key feature of Cambodia. So here it offers the different temples that are just in one big location. So first off is Angkor Wat. So Angkor Wat is actually the largest religious symbol in the whole world, and it is also the national symbol of Cambodia. So this temple actually features the intricate carvings and also the history of Khmer Rouge and regime. Next off is Bayon Temple. So this temple is actually more famous because of its figures or the carvings in the temple, which is they have faces in it. So in the history, the temples have carvings of faces in them because
the early civilizations have carved the faces of their leaders and their known gods into the temple, into believing and to making them more of a leader and more of worshipping for them. And the Tafrom temple, which is, as you can see, the temple is dominated by a large root of a wood, and it is actually covered in jungle features. And if you have seen the movie Tomb Raider, this is where they have filmed the movie. So Cambodia not only features its rich history, they also have their natural beauties. So one of which is Korong Samlong. So Korong Samlong is, as you can see, is an island which has white sand beaches where you can do numerous activities such as diving, snorkeling, and sightseeing. Next up is the Cardamom Mountains. So this mountain is actually a feature of Cambodia also, as this mountain is a border between Thailand and Cambodia. And it also features a lot of biodiversity, a lot of activities, and some of the endangered animals in the world, which is elephants, tiger, and leopards. And last is Tonle Sap Lake. So this is also a key feature of Cambodia, as this site is put by the UNESCO as a World Reserve location because it features the locals that are in it and their livelihood, which is in the lake itself. And it also features the floating houses which they live in. So moving on to the food and beverage of Cambodia. So the first one is amok, which is fish curry steamed in banana leaves. So sometimes they use or incorporate or use as an alternative is chicken, but since it is a national dish, they still use fish to advertise it more to the tourists. Next is lokla, which is stir-fried beef. And what sets this apart from other stir-fried beef of other countries is that it features 3 different kinds of flavors, which is sweet, salty, and sour. Next is Nong Pancho, which is also known as the Khmer noodles. This dish actually dates back to the early civilizations of Cambodia. And what the key feature of this food is that the soup or the soup base of the noodles is actually fish gravy. Next is the beverages. So first off is Tok Omlo, which is sugarcane juice. So I've put this as a key beverage of the country because sugarcane is one of the main crops in the country, and that is why I put Ombong here in the features. The next is Tuk Nawat Chuk, which is palm wine. And locals in Cambodia actually harvest the pulp and ferment it in bamboo stems, and they sell it also in the neighboring places. We also have festivals, which is the Khmer New Year, Water Festival, and the Chum Ben, which is the Festival of the Dead. So the Khmer New Year is actually celebrated during the month of April. So during this time, they visit different kinds of temples, which I have featured a while ago, and they also pray and meditate. While the Water Festival is celebrated because they celebrate the reverse flow of the Tonle Sap Lake, which is the key lake in Cambodia. And we also have Chum Ben, the Festival of the Dead. And what sets this apart as a celebration, as we also celebrate Allsouls Day here in other countries, is that they celebrate this for 15 days straight.
and all they do is pray and eat and so lastly, we have the strategies that sets apart what sets Cambodia apart from different destinations. So first up is the rich cultural and historical heritage. So as I have discussed a while ago, it is already seen that Cambodia is a country that is full of heritage and tradition. That is why this is their key feature in maintaining tourism in their country. Also, we have the natural attractions and ecotourism, which is also seen during the discussion a while ago, and that Cambodia, as a developing country, is lucky to have maintained its natural beauty and ecotourism. Also, thanks to the locals have been helping in the tourism activities. And lastly is the developing tourism infrastructure. So as Cambodia evolves to be one of the leading or globally competitive destinations in the world, the government of Cambodia needs to develop their tourism infrastructures such as accommodation, transportation, and the like to be able to market Cambodia more to the world. So that's it for Cambodia.
So good afternoon, everyone. So I'm going to discuss about the United Arab Emirates, which is the UAE. So let's have a brief history about UAE. For their early settlements, of the region now known as the UAE has been inhabited by thousands of years, which evidence of trade inherited by the Bronze Age. And it was known as the ancient times as Magan. Magan is a art bow which made from woods. As you can see, this is Magan. For their discovery of oil, the discovery of oil in Abu Dhabi, the discovery of oil late in Abu Dhabi, it was in 1950s, and later in other emirates transformed the region's economy and global significance. So for their modern development, under the leadership of Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, the UAE employed a rapid development, making it more developed and modern in his time. So, the 7 emirates of UAE. First off is Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE, which gathered a 115 billion during the first quarter of 2024, and its square meter is 67,384 square meter. So that is the largest land in UAE. Next stop is Dubai. This is the second largest land in UAE, gathering area of 2,599 square meters. Next is Sharjah. Sharjah is the third largest land in UAE, which is area of 2,290 square meter. And next is Ajman. So Ajman, as you can see in the picture, it has a the history of it is they have this it has a nice landscape of its territory. Next is Al Quaid. For Quain is the second smallest on the populated emirates in the UAE. It covers an area of approximately 720 square meters, and which is equivalent to 1% of UAE's area. And next is Ras Al Khaimah, which is rich history dating back in 7,000 years. It is the 13th and 14th centuries, the prosperous part of Eastern area now known as Al Khaimah. And lastly is Fujairah. Fujairah is the only emirate that is located completely on the east side of the country. So next is, let's proceed to its locations and facts. So Burj Khalifa is located in Dubai. The Burj Khalifa is currently the tallest building in the world, standing at over 828 meters tall and 2,717 feet. So next destination is Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque. So situated in Abu Dhabi, this is the one of largest and most stunning mosque in the world, featuring intricate Islamic and architecture design. Next is Artificial Island. So Dubai is famous for its ambitious artificial islands projects, such as the Palm Jumeirah and the World Islands being the prime examples of constructed through land reclamation techniques. So here in UAE, their architectures was really well known for their skills for their landscaping. Next is their dress codes, which is what I am wearing right now. So while generally liberal compared to some other countries in the region, the UAE has a modest dress code, particularly in public places. So for men's dress code, they are allowed to wear shirts and pants. They are not allowed to wear shorts and having a vulgar picture or slogans in their attire, which is very inappropriate, and it is, yeah. And next, for girls, for their dress code, they are allowed to wear scarf and hijab, and this is an example of it. Next, okay, for the national animal, the Arabian orchid is the national animal of the UAE, a symbol of resilience and adaptation to the desert environment. So the orchid's habitat is at the deserts, mostly there were seen there. Yeah. Okay, to wrap it up, so the United Arab Emirates is a young and dynamic nation with a rich history that predates its formation of a unified country in 1971. So from early settlements and the influence of Islam to its time as the crucial state under the British protection, the discovery of all make and turning point its development. So the vision of its founding fathers, particularly Sheikh Zayed, led to rapid modernization and the creation of prosperous and globally signification. So that's all for my report. Thank you.
So moving on to Saudi Arabia. So Saudi Arabia is the birthplace of Islam and is home of the two cities holiest cities, which is Mecca and Medina, which is attracting millions of pilgrims yearly. So under Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia is planning to expand its tourism sector by investing in historical sites, luxury tourism, and entertainment. So one of the key attractions of Saudi Arabia is Al Ula, which is the UNESCO listed Hegra. Next one is the historical Dariyah. And furthermore, future projects like NEOM and Red Sea developments aims to create an eco-friendly tourism experience. So moving on to the Saudi Arabia's food culture, it is a blend of traditional and modernity, which features kabsa and musabba, and other hospitality staples such as dates and Arabic coffee. So with the rise of high-end restaurant and international food brand and cultural festival, it is making the Saudi Arabia a growing hub for food tourism. And on top of that, Saudi tourism promotion is the key focus of Saudi Arabia, wherein with an e-visa system where this makes for the visitor to enter the Saudi Arabia the easiest way. So investment in luxury resorts, infrastructure, and global events such as Formula One and cultural festival. Example is the Riyadh Spring Fest. Attracts international attention. So with a strong emphasis, particularly in Red Sea development, Saudi Arabia is positioning itself to be the leading tourist destination under the Vision 2030. That's it.
So now let's move on to Maldives. So Maldives is an independent country in which it has a small area or total land area, which has a total amount of 298 square kilometers. If you would compare it to the Philippines, Philippines has 300,000 square kilometers. So our country is quite small, and Maldives is much more smaller, considering the fact that it has 298 square kilometers. Now, let's move on to the brief background, history, its different food and beverage, and the famous tourist spots. So now let us discuss the geography of Maldives. So Maldives is an island wherein it is built up from coral atolls that is it is a submerged ancient volcanic mountain range. It is a submerged ancient volcanic range which has emerged during the years. Now let us move on to the people. So Maldives is or belong to the Maldivian ethnic group. And as a brief history, Maldives is home, or the first settlers of Maldives is Tamil and Sinhaslik, or the people of South India, and Sri Lanka. So basically, their language is Maldivian, but the other term for their main language is Dehive. 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 If I am correct with that pronunciation. It is a mixture of Indo-European language, which is the result of multiple colonialism by different countries. Now, let us proceed to the economy of Maldives. So Maldives relies on tourism, boat building, boat fixing, and farming. So now let us move on to the history of Maldives. So since 5th century or 5th century BCE, Maldives was inhabited. Not until Buddhism take over, or their first religion during that time, during 5th century BCE, was Buddhism. And it was changed into Islam, or it was adopted, Islam was adopted in 1153 CE. Moving forward, after many decades, Maldives has been colonized by Portuguese in 1558 up until 1573. And it was also colonized by the Dutch and the British in 1887 up until 1965 rather. So after how many years, it gained its independence from Britain in 1965, and it finally became a republic in 1968. So now let's proceed to Male, its capital city. So Male is the tourist, or the central point of business in which it is modern or urbanized to be able to cope up with the modern and advancement of the society. So not only the beaches are renowned here, but also the bustling markets, as well as the rich culture of Maldives can be seen in this city. Now let's move on to the three main airports of Maldives. So Maldives has total of 18 airports. 15 of them are domestic airports, and 3 of them are international airports. So now let us discuss the first international airport, which is Ballina Airport. Ballina International Airport is commonly known as the Male International Airport, in which it is the gateway for Maldives, since this is the main airport of Maldives. In addition, Villa International Airport is another international airport that provides or connects different islands through steamships and through aircrafts. So Next airport is Gan International Airport. So, a brief history of this airport is that this airport is or has been used by the army of Maldivians during the World War II.
Thank you for listening. Come and explore Asia.